another 2-game banger today. So I'm finna load this up on my phone. So we finna get it in a minute. So let's see what can we do, cause we gonna have a ball today. So that's what we finna do. Alright, we got that taken care of. Let's get into this game. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Come in, thumbs it up, get you some snacks, some smoke, some drink, and y'all good. Alright, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, let's get it in. Oh, that felt better.
Today, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they'll get him down inside the 30th to 27. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And how about the toughness of Dak Prescott? We see it all the time on the field. And remember when
all right, Dallas, we're going to play smart.
Would he return to form? Boy, did he ever. And he was better than ever, and that's great for the NFL. Terrific resilience, playing at a high level, capable of winning a championship with his arm and his legs.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Prescott looks to throw right away. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40. down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So, I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
We need 7 yards.
I'm worried about this game maybe more than any other on the schedule because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead.
First down.
Make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Prescott looks to throw on first. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. First down carry by Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Chiefs, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now a second down for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We need 8 yards.
Get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. On 3rd down, Elliott. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. With that last effort, he has reached now 10,000 career rushing yards. Congratulations.
Big time congratulations. That also means that his publicist can make sure all the information gets to every voter out there who has a say in the Hall of Fame. Fashion together a heck of a resume.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Anthony Ferguson, his 4th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games, and they continue that in this one.
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And it's now a 7-0 game. kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Damn!
Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now Mahomes.
Picked off.
Intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker.
Good pick off.
Are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. Strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew's got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here's Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb, 29 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. Yeah, perfect omelet. Dropped it. So a little bit of a turnover. You went right back though and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Don't worry about your hands up. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And it's now 14-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The drive will begin with a run by Hendersons. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. He's going to throw down his running back. He faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room.
Yeah, shoot my boy though.
Right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in what you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. He must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like, you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays answer, just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Mahomes going to throw.
Yeah.
If he can hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. So now on comes
watch out for the fake.
And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there. It worked upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Prescott to throw it. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got a man. It's first down. And he will have the Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott.
Oh.
That'll be incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
To throw is Prescott.
God damn it!
Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And the Chiefs are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
A drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Great change up there on the route. It got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him. And the
way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, Prescott. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun again to Elliott. And down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
It's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And we hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Draw play, Elliott. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw, Prescott. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 12-yard line. Give him 18 on the play.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Prescott down. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished.
Oh, shit.
Right before the half ended.
Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Give them a gain of 5 on the completion. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, where it was the Bills who pick up the victory at home. Josh Allen, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. From there, we head over to the Pacific Northwest to check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. DeMarcus Robinson, a touchdown reception. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And as you see, they were winners in their ball game. Zach Wilson, strong in the victory, as his guys managed to cobble together their 3rd win in an otherwise dismal campaign. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front, as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. A short kick taken at the 18. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're heading towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Good job, not lost fun.
Able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Take it in at the 22. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right. Able to hit his target with him. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Chris Jones on the stop.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Prescott. He's got a man.
Oh!
Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. The partner, he has carried them in this ballgame throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm.
Shit.
Throwing him downfield, creating big plays. I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is get a make on a big-time running play and create extra space. You've got to hit the jackpot there.
Another nice game. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Mahomes throw here into the hands of Moore. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now here's Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Micah Parsons in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Yeah, they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Mahomes to throw. Got his man complete. Moore. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Edwards-Helaire is in. Touchdown, Chiefs. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, you kept him at the end zone there. This game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Butker on for the PAT. Lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on him, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he finally goes to the 23-yard line. 6 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
On 1st and 10, Prescott.
Lefty Moses.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Anthony Fertzer with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. CD, you know, anytime they get close to the red zone, he is such a threat, and there he is again already, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game.
And I know it's probably a little bit of a failing on my part, but you know, I watch a game through defensive eyes, and I don't understand what the coverage was doing there. When he headed out deep, they should have adjusted and flowed towards him. Instead, they left him out there and gave him a chance to make a big play. And, of course, he did exactly that. His size, speed, and versatility makes him a top target in any game.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll drop to throw. Now pass complete to Moore. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Eight yards to go on 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Finding Moore on the out route for the completion. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 43. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
2nd and 10. Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And that will be incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a Scotia credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen despite the amount of pressure.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 41. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beat. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Here's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
Ooh, right there, right there.
Play on special teams.
Yeah, right there.
Inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Well, this game has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
A little more room here on 2nd and 6 from the 6. Mahomes now to throw. Dancing to his left. And Mahomes is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters, and this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
So after that safety, free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. That's taken on the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Elliott on first down, getting about 3 before he's taken down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. From the 36, Mahomes, nowhere to go. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. Look at the big man rumble. 30, 10, 5, and that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
Take it to the house.
2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressure, hurry, harassed the of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Garibay on for the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble returns for a touchdown. And you can bet they're putting two hands on the ball here as they kicks away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense, and that's set to begin this drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things in this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
We like to think the Kansas City Chiefs were coming to Dallas. Sorry we had to beat y'all 43-17.
Domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
See you next time go around.
Both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Cowboys, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks.
Why you Let's see who we play now. Oh, we got a bye week. Okay. I think we got New York. Yep, New York Giants comes to Dallas. Oh, shit.
today. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that weak secondaries, take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of defense.
We're going to play smart.
That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, these two teams you might remember met earlier in the year in Arlington with the Cowboys winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. On 2nd down, Williams. And this brings up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Looking to throw. Tate. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. He finds it, and the ball is knocked out.
Ooh. 15 for 86.
Not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing, Prescott. He's got his tight end over the middle. That's Ferkser. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him with 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Anthony Ferkser, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get it. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. And that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Operating from the gun, Tate, and that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again, Tate throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Tate, and that's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play. play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Now they worked this well upfield across the 45. 39 yards there, a big one. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory.
What's up, Lucas?
This offense, Charles, well, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 with a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some of the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, but something like the last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that's trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have a record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go down as a 20-yard loss, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
And we got 22 yards to get.
Now back to throw. That's taken in by Fertzer. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
There's another example of defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give him a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Prescott to the sideline on 4th down. Jonathan Garibay is out there for the Dallas field goal. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They'll run it with Elliott. And inside
First down.
Before he's brought down. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. But they only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up there.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
God damn it.
Quincy Roche coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. Don't need it all
We
back
need
in
17 yards.
They're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And 15-yard line. 8 yards here, so that gets them back within striking distance. And now it's 3rd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Damn!
Back at the 23-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Prescott to the sideline on 4th down. Jonathan Garibay is out there for the Dallas field goal. That's a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Garibay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
Today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team's going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Good result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you. You're trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. The first level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop. The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Zach Pascal, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Chris Godwin, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And that one all tied as they host the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? Find out. Let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotti and Charles O'Neill.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. Dean the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
How much did you spend?
The Cowboys will get the football first. They have the lead as we are underway in
Where at?
3.
That's family, y'all.
At the goal line.
Don't take their braids. Don't take your braids off.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Did you got bread? Don't
The
you?
Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter.
I got my
And they
bread
got
and
the
some
lead.
meat
So
in
what do you
it.
think the message was at halftime?
It should be down. That's what I'm at.
Graphic, I think, at the half, or they
Oh,
didn't
that's
change
right.
things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Trying to get me drunk.
I'm gonna go outside. Oh,
Come on, boy.
Get away from the pressure.
Hey, you just said.
yeah, I tried.
I don't even want to hear mine. That just fucked up.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it.
I gotta go back downstairs. Because today you drank dark liquor, right? You with Coke, right?
No, I drink that straight.
Well, I'm gonna go get Coke. Order food?
No, I was waiting on you.
Okay, go ahead and
I'm
order.
kind of in the middle of this.
Okay, well.
Inside Camden Elliott.
See, now you gonna make me go back to smoking.
14-yard line. That'll back him
Bang.
2 yards and also
Well, I tried. I was like, shit.
Now you gonna make me go back to smoking and
Now,
not.
but not with the cigars, though. If you want me to get you a vape, I can.
Nah, that kind of fucked me up the last time I had a vape.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, that fucked me up. That's how I end up with what you call and shit.
For what?
With
lead at this stage in the game. That punter, he must be pretty
that what you call.
sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right?
I ain't buying once this finishes out, I ain't buying no more. This is it. I just want this because it's strawberries and banana.
Leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Yeah.
From the 5 now, second and a yard.
Now you gonna make me start all over again.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's able to
I
get
gave
it
Mo
to the
50.
2-yard line.
I gave Kiana 50.
4 yards on the play.
I paid my grandma her 60.
Okay. How much you got left?
On thing on. What I got left here? These ones.
How much you got left? Cause I don't even know if you ordered that stuff or not.
No, I ain't ordered it yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
I thought you was doing it today.
Yeah, but I can't do nothing right now.
Why not?
Because I still gotta go get quarters because I didn't my auntie went to the bank late, so I couldn't get no quarters or nothing. So I still got to go get quarters and.
Oh yeah, I drink that straight.
So yeah.
And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
And that's it. I got my money order for the rent.
And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
So all day now is when I get up in the morning, I gotta go to go get that envelope for the money order, and then send that in, and then go to the bank and get some quarters.
Momentum is sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Prescott on first down.
Yep.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He
So they hold on to go quickly because you know you want to order that before they close.
I got one more quarter now.
On second down,
I'm gonna get you sure you want a cold coat?
Yeah, but I always drink that straight.
So from second and now we go to third and very manageable.
No, yeah. I got that the ginger ale because it's light.
What is you drinking now? Where yours at?
Huh?
Where yours at?
We sharing that.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Open man Lamb, it's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
All right.
Sometimes it's design, sometimes you have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
A first down carry by Elliott. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Ran at 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second and 5 now. Prescott. And he
Come on, bro.
incomplete there.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. They'll give to Elliott. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 55 rushing yards now as he's carried it 13 times.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower. That front seven reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slow them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A first down throw for Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Lamb. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
It's taking a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
Now Elliott, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You have 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15 at the Holidays Dome. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. And New York set to take the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Yeah, this will be a Giants first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to it.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's third down. This offense so far on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Tate throwing for his running back, and he's got it.
Oh, that's holding right there, baby. Bring that ass back.
To the 10-yard line.
Yeah. Bring your ass back.
Usually see those guys out.
Bring your ass back.
Yeah, sometimes we get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the
They trying to beat us.
11 and a Giant first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move them.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it, yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Operating from the gun. Tate. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Tate. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Tate finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it in. It's the tight end Howard complete. Clock running here under 90 seconds to go. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now. Because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll look to throw again. And this is coming down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And they got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a real bad spot.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And they'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. Prescott to throw. Looking deep for Elliott.
Ooh, shit!
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Now Prescott on 4th down. Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it. A gutsy decision fourth, but they got it, and that likely puts an end to this one.
Indeed, it was gutsy because there's so many other options they probably could have exercised in that situation, but they bet on themselves, and it paid off.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
76 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy trying to get an extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what a real tell us all the time, it's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead, that home field advantage. I think it helped.
We like to thank the New York Giants for coming. Sorry we have to beat y'all 17-14. See y'all next time for a round.
They move ever closer to the perfect regular season
What?
as they run things to 14-0.
Nobody.
They'll get to stay home again next week as Washington comes to town.
Meanwhile, for the Giants, their
Say what?
playoff hopes are gone now. It's a fall to 5-9. They'll try again next week at home against New England. I'm Brandon Gordon, certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Girl, which one you gonna eat?
Okay.
Oh. This your boy signing off. I want to thank Jacqueline for coming kicking it with her cousin. I see you next time. Go around, look us.